Okay. Hey. Okay. Saying hi to everybody. It's been a very long time. Hopefully the AC is not too loud that you can't hear me. But I'm in a beautiful rental car, so we are finally mobile. So you may not see me looking at the camera because obviously I'll be driving. And thank God I have my GPS on the screen. So with all that being said, we are heading to Tucker for a real quick hot second. I'm in Athens, Georgia right now. It's been awesome. I want to update everybody of what I've been doing. Also want to keep this short, like not an hour. We'll see. I have an hour and 14-minute drive, but I don't want to keep it that long because everyone's probably in school. Shout out to all the people who are in PT school, athletic training school, undergrad, all that good stuff. Yeah, I just want to give a quick update on life of what I've been doing, not doing, or whatever. It's been a long time since I had a YouTube video, and so around this time, I would say right after Summer League. And Summer League is actually the first to third week of August, and that is we go to Utah for a few days, and then we go to Vegas. And Vegas isn't until possibly the 16th, 18th-ish. And after that, we may get like a little break, or you may do what I did, is I went to a lot of camps. So a lot of the players had camps. Was awesome. I won't say like details, even though it could be on Twitter and the actual players' pages. So I won't do that. Remember, I won't talk about details of players. Yeah, okay. So no one has to worry about that. But I do want to talk about with the opportunity of usually I will take a vacation, I'll see family, etc., etc. Now taking the opportunity to try to see family now just for a little bit and see if like family can come to me, meaning like if I come to a state, could they meet me there if they're not in that state, if they don't live in that state. So it's been good. It's been able to have dinner and stuff like that, and a surprise birthday lunch for my grandma. So that's been like really good. That happened on Saturday. So we went to Cumberland Mall and we got to meet some family they don't even live in Georgia. So it's been good. That was great. So these camps, they can be held anywhere. So depending on either where the player's from, or what the player, like, could be where the player went to undergrad or went to school, or a community they want to focus on. It could be local to like where they currently play, or just any of those items above that I spoke of. So some camps have been usually targeting like actual, young students, young athletes, whether that's in elementary school, middle school, high school, being invited into a camp, or just signing up, or paying money, or being free, vice versa. The organization, they themselves and other organizations, they'll have camps throughout the year for the kids in the community. So that's been like good to see that as well. And I got to see other staff that works at maybe like the front office, or the executive office. So it's been good because usually you don't see those type of people, or those in media, or those who do like the cares. You have NBA cares. So it was great just to say hi. It was great just to connect with them, because you may see them via email, like with the little picture, or you may see them on LinkedIn, but you don't really get to interact to be like, hey, how's your day going? What are you guys doing in the community now? So that was like really good. That was awesome. So fast forward then to the first week of August. Wasn't that many days doing things besides just other like visits in general, like we spoke of earlier. Trying to think of anything else. Did go to Toronto, went to Montreal a couple times, so that was good. Just nice travel. And got into some good food that honestly you'll never see me. You'll never see, like, if I'm doing something with the player, like I won't record any of that, but you'll see some good food and you'll see some coffee. So it was good getting into some good coffee. So Cafe Olympico is good. in Montreal. That's really good, I'm not gonna lie. And then some food spots. So I got in Toronto, there's this good roti place. There's probably several, but the areas I could get in, because I wasn't there for that long. I was only there for a couple of days. So my roti place, that was really good. And I got some curry. I haven't had curry in a long time. So I got curry. It was curry lamb, but you know, I'm used to like curry chicken, curry goat. Yeah, I said goat. But I got some curry lamb. It was really good. And just like mixed vegetables in a roti. So it's like, actually they put it in the roti itself. And roti, for those who don't know what roti is, it's like some people may call it like close. It's not necessarily a naan, but it's close to like a flatbread that's flaky, almost like very close, but not the same. Not trying to disrespect roti. Very close to a tortilla that you get from Chipotle. Not the same. Just trying to give people an idea who are not from like the islands, or like who don't have an Indian background either, or West Indian or Indian background. So anyway, that was good. And came back. My trip was cut a little short, just change of plans, what was required of me, and that's totally fine. You got to stay nice and agile and very flexible. I was grateful to be there for on just work wise, and then came back to the States. Well, I guess you say Canada. You say go back to the States. I don't know. Anyway, came back and just got some things situated. So that being said, now we get into continuing ed. Around this time, this is when around the league, like, you want to get your continuing ed in, because very shortly you may take a vacation or not, or we may start off the preseason very shortly. So we may have like maybe 6 weeks until the start of preseason. So it's really important if you can go ahead and get some continuing ed. So there's been, talking with a few teams, there's been some continuing education courses that, you know, be able to take. So like, I know, talking to some teams, like they would do like the advanced life support, or ACLS, and that's been important. Like, so obviously everyone at this moment probably knows there's been some cardiac arrest events. So whether that was NFL, and now we talk about in the collegiate setting. So we have Damar Hamlin, that was more of, you may call maybe Commotio Cordis. I have a video on that you can look at the details and what that really is, what that entails, and how you need to recognize it early. Just like with any cardiac arrest, you have to recognize it early to make sure you intervene, because you have to use an AED to intervene. You can start chest compressions, that's great, but someone needs to come in there and kickstart, like your car. So it's more of like a, you need to jump your car, you need to jump the heart, basically, and get that back in the right rhythm. Because if it's not in the rhythm, or it's stopped, then obviously every minute that goes by, it reduces the survival rate by 10%. So then now, some people may have known now of the other event, Bronny James. So we don't know the details. That's not our place to know the details. Besides, it was cardiac arrest. And shout out to the athletic training staff, sports medicine staff, that recognized it early and intervened in a quick, swift manner. I believe, I forgot actually what state, there was a 17-year-old basketball player in high school. Unfortunately, I don't know if there was an athletic trainer there. There's been an athletic trainer shortage, which has been very sad to hear. I know there's more we have the master's requirement, but for that school, they didn't, for some reason, don't know what could have been the cause of his cardiac arrest. They didn't get to him in time. This has now probably been 2 weeks now, maybe, that he died, unfortunately. And again, cardiac arrest. Don't know if it has to do with an enlarged heart. Don't know, maybe that's been revealed recently, or they went to keep that to the family, like not spread everybody's business. But as far as our concern is, as sports medicine staff, is just to recognize it early. That's all. Recognize it early, know what the signs and symptoms are. You do not have to get like a big degree, like an EMT or emergency medicine technician, basic or advanced, or paramedic. You do not have to have at all. You do not have to have those requirements. But being a first responder, being CPR certified, AED trained, that's something that your local fire station can teach you, or schools are starting to teach. What else? Schools are starting to teach. I've talked a lot about Cogent Steps, the COGENT steps. The APTA website, apta.org, talks about that program. Sports medicine concepts, those, and there's others that will allow. Sorry, my phone is buzzing, but I can't because I'm driving. Can't text back. That teach about just basic like life support, BLS. You do not have to have advanced life support to intervene. You just need to recognize it. Okay, the guy passed out. Why did he pass out? Is it heat exhaustion? What is heat exhaustion? Which is just like a heat illness if you overheat, or is it because we're inside a cool place? No one really hit him. Maybe he did get hit, but he just collapsed. We need to know, what does that look like? How to check a pulse, how to check for, make sure the airway's open, check the breathing, making sure his chest is rising equally, or is he doing like a faint or shallow breaths, or is he breathing at all? Or maybe he doesn't have a pulse. For example, if someone does not have a pulse, you go straight into putting the AED on them. If you don't have the AED near you, this is hopefully you have a bystander, somebody with you. You check the pulse. You can check the pulse and check breathing if they're even breathing at the same time. So you're not wasting time. You don't want to take more than 10 seconds. I know I'm going off a tangent, but this is like very important. You don't want to take more than 10 seconds. Because I think I went to a concert. Been to some concerts. Yes, that's another thing I've been doing. Been to some concerts, and I think there was like a whole bunch of medical staff that ran towards someone, but obviously I didn't go be nosy, go see what they were doing. But it looked like somebody passed out. Don't know why, but the crowd was a lot older. It tells you what kind of music I may listen to for this one in particular. Older crowd, older people, and don't know why. We don't know. You don't know if people were drinking. You don't know if it's cardiac arrest. We don't have a clue. So at the end of the day, recognizing it early. So starting CPR, which is just starting off with chest compressions. If you don't know the person, you don't feel comfortable doing mouth to mouth, you don't have a mask to protect you, don't even worry about putting your mouth on the person. It's gonna be fine. just do the chest compressions. 100 beats per minute. You're like, what the hell is that? Think of like Staying Alive, that song. There's other songs I know, but that one could be that tempo, nice and fast, but not too fast, because you want the chest to recoil. Remember, it's just like a jump start or like a kick start to the heart. Obviously, that was that. So with that being said, everybody, I suggest, if you follow me at all, if you watch this video later, just think about, even if you're an undergraduate student, even if you're a high school student, just think about being a first responder, being CPR trained, AED. I even saw, because I was driving in Gwinnett County, and I saw a library post about, like, they just put it on the building or whatever, the sign, wherever you put that stuff, and it said CPR training, that you had to pay for it, but still, they do that. So that's really cool. Just see in your community, you don't have to go far. Just having that will just be ultimately the best thing, I would say, in particular. And then continue ed, whatever that is for you. So for some people, it may be, let me work on my skills for manual therapy, dry needling, spinal manipulation. It could be learning a new technique to add a tool to the toolbox. It doesn't have to be like have to do this extravagant course. I know I put on I think I put on my social media just a little snippet of some of the stuff we were learning with the company. I guess you would call it FRC, and I could be getting that wrong. Functional release. I'll just say functional release. So whatever, if your staff offers it, that's great. Or if you're a student, whatever you can afford. Or if you're a student and you're in PT school, or a resident, a fellow, they may cover some things. Finding out how much your continuing education money and what it goes towards. So when I was in PT school, they paid for a portion. And it wasn't for every year, so you had to pick and choose when you want to go. That they'll pay for, and a portion of it for what we call CSM, combined sections meeting. And there's other conferences, but you got to figure out what you want to do, just to network or just learn. And networking, I want people to understand, networking is not just say, oh, because I can get a job. Networking is not just because, oh, I'll get a favor opportunity in the future. Networking is just to learn from that person or get a new idea that you didn't know. For example, I went to go visit some staff not too long ago and understanding a little bit more on the emergency medicine side and how they simulate the different types of simulations that could be done. And I thought that was awesome. Probably won't reveal all the details right now, because I think at this point I just want to give you guys an idea at the 15-minute mark, just an idea of what's going on. So there's different simulations. I know Sports Medicine Concepts has a simulation. Other teams and companies have simulations. And there are simulations that you can have a real life mannequin can be the weight that you want it to. So say if you're like, oh, I'm working basketball, I'm working football, and you need to be a typical college, or it could be an offensive lineman or whatever, you can get the specifications that you need. And the I would say an iPad is connected. It's all via Bluetooth connected to the mannequin. And the mannequin can act out what scenarios you need to play out, which is so cool. Like, that is exciting. So, like, it could say, for example, one could be cardiac arrest, as we already talked about a little bit. Then we could talk about spine boarding, meaning when you put someone on a spine board, I think everybody knows what that looks like. Putting people on a spine board. And that, like, the mannequin is basically dead weight. Or the person can start making noises as to, like, labored breathing. You can also, like, check, I'm checking for a pulse, and then the iPad can speak back to you and say, oh, their pulse is rapid and fast, and it's this many beats per minute. Like, that's so cool what technology can do now. But just giving you guys an idea of, like, certain things that you can do, what you can dive into. But just speaking a little bit of emergency medicine standpoint, I think that will really take, for those who are in sports medicine. So if you're listening, you're not sports medicine, sorry, this video is for people sports medicine. And this video, particular video, just to take it up a notch. At the end of the day, take it up a notch and utilizing whatever your resources you have, because some things will be free. Some things may be $50 or less, or you just have to, like, look into it and just see. But to be a competitive candidate, and that could be for PT school, that could be for athletic training school, for a residency, a fellowship, for a job. Think about those things for emergency medicine. Think about all the stuff that's been hitting the news, that's been hitting Twitter. All these athletes, unfortunately, that have either died, or we may not know the cause, but they may say cardiac arrest. Wow, this AC got my hair blowing every which way. Yeah, cardiac arrest or anything like that. All these things, and it's happening at other high school. It's happening at all levels. High school. It's happening at the college level, and it's happening at the professional level. And so, I mean, we have examples of all. And we don't even know, and it could be older people. So, for example, when we have games, or we're going to, so I went to a football game. I've recently, actually, like 2 days ago, football game, been to a concert now, yesterday. All, like, thinking about then the spectators there. Like, there's paramedics, EMTs there, but just knowing, like, what if you're that bystander that's nearby? You may need to be part of the EMS, like, process. Like, maybe you're the person grabbing the AED, or maybe you're the person recognizing real quick early on, oh, snap, I think they're having a stroke, or I think they're having, a cardiac event, a heart attack, right? That's listed. That's one of the things listed in there. So anyway, I don't want to get too much on my soapbox, but I think we're at the 18-minute mark, about to be 19. That's pretty much what's going on right now. We technically have to be back in market the right after Labor Day. So, but it doesn't mean like I'm not working. So a lot of it's like computer stuff, getting things squared away. I won't tell too many details on, like exactly what I'm working on besides more emergency medicine stuff. Just the rules and memos that are coming out from the league, and making sure we're just doing everything we can to be prepared for the upcoming season. So, as I've already said, what's happened in the NFL with Damar Hamlin, and what's happened with in the collegiate setting with another player, is just kind of like, yo, let's if we can get other staff, or just make sure like we know what we're doing, we can recognize cardiac arrest or a head injury, God forbid, or what do we do? How do we respond? Like knowing the physicians, which physician is not qualified, I don't want to say that, specialized and to do this. Which physician is best suited for this, or heart stuff. So every preseason, even in collegiate sports, so this is nothing new, but those who don't work in college, even if you're in high school, there's like a pre-participation physical that you have to do. Well, in the collegiate and professional setting, we have cardiac testing. So cardiac testing would just make sure the heart is doing what it needs to do. So God forbid, you can screen and see like, oh, this person has an enlarged heart. Oh, this person has this, and this, or congenital, meaning they were born with it, or they, just have an idea of what someone's baseline when they have no injuries or no pain in their heart, or they're not in their 30s and 40s and have other confounding factors at play. So that's basically what happens preseason, or at this time, just preparing for the preseason. So we're always working, even if we're not in market, and making sure everything is aligned well. You're still communicating with staff, making sure everything is smoothly ran. Say if a player comes to visit in market, we have medical coverage and all that good stuff. So at the end of the day, you just keep learning. So whatever level you are in your endeavors or your path or whatever you want to accomplish, keep learning from other people, keep communicating and networking. As I said again, networking, reaching out to people, even if it's a random hi. I'm good for those random highs. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to say hi. If God placed you in my heart, I'm just saying hi. If, because that's like the best thing, because I feel like I have 105 DMs that I don't know how I'm going to get to. So that's why I create these videos, so someone can look back, you can share it with other people. A little bit, this video is more of a day in the life, and I need to start posting all the other videos of just like random stuff. It could be coffee, like, you know me, I like coffee. Coffee or some good food. It'll be a little bit of entertainment, like, seeing family, that was awesome. Just keeping it real simple. So yeah. Hopefully, I think when I get on another flight, I'll probably be able to do more DMs. But thank you guys for your patience. I just want to make sure I come on alive real quick. So you have to wait for an edited video. Because, I don't know. I feel like I don't really edit my videos anyway, so I'll figure that part out. But at least put something and let you guys know. I'm still here. I am still trying to reach out and educate as much as I can, learn from other people. But right now, I'm just under construction learning and trying to get all my eggs in a row to just be prepared for the preseason. And whatever changes may happen, and whether continuing education I can do and make the most of my time. So I should be working on sleep. I'm still working on it little by little, but this is not necessarily like a vacation time. I would like to take a vacation. It's planned for the end of this month, but we'll see if it actually happens. Things may change. But at the end of the day, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and share this video with anybody else who it will be helpful for. And I'm going to start rambling and start making some phone calls to some family, make sure everybody's good, because I have 51 minutes left on this drive. So we're going to keep driving, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, or maybe edited video or short, one of those. You can comment below if there's a certain video you want to see, certain answers or questions you want answered. Yeah, and I'm going to start bringing my IG questions, bringing them back over, because I said it, I did it a couple times, and life got real busy, okay? So we'll get that situated. Thank you guys for your patience, and have a great day, everybody. Those who are in school, shout out at the beginning of the video. Have a blessed week. Whether you're working and doing school, or doing school, have a blessed week, and catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.